Hey guys, how are you? Happy Monday. We're going to be doing Aquamarine today. Just like I said last week, well, I wasn't sure which day, but we're going to do it today. Just get myself situated here. I hope you guys had a good weekend. It was a busy weekend for me, but good. Hi Sherry. Hi Robbie. Hi Phil. Hi Nancy V. Hi Beth. Hi Judy. Hi Kimberly. Kimberly said, hi, happiest time of my day. That's so awesome. I'm happy to hear that. Hi Florence. Hi Chris. Alrighty, so we're doing our third Angel in the Birthstone series today. Aquamarine. And fabrics. I'll just take these pins and add them to my pin bowl. Hi, Robin. Hi, Jeanette. Jeanette said, hi, everyone. I finally got in the beginning. Hey, Carmen. Okay, so we have our embellishments. Did you guys have a good weekend? They always go so fast, right? So I meant to look at the pictures of this before I started to see how Kennedy made hers, whether she did blue on the bottom or the top, because I've done it both ways now so far. I flip-flopped it last time and I was curious how she did hers, and now I can't remember. I'm gonna check it out real quick. Okay, so Kennedy did hers with the blue going up from the bottom, and then she finished off with white. So I'm kind of undecided. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it. Hi Becky. Robbie said yes, it was good. Chris said so good, hope yours was too. Thank you. It was just it was a little bit busy, and that's a good thing. It just went too fast. I got outside Saturday. I did most of my outdoor stuff on Saturday, so that was good. I was feeling pretty caught up with that. And then my sister, who lives up in Maryland, had come down for a couple of days, and they were over on the West Coast, a few hours away, but they decided to drive towards us, me and my other sisters and mom, a little bit, and we all drove out her way a little bit. We kind of met in the middle and had dinner last night, which was really nice. So I got to see all but one of my sisters and my mom. And don't forget to change the live chat. Thank you, Nancy. Because I did. There's Georgianne. Hi, Georgianne. I almost missed you. Thank you, Nancy V, for that reminder. Becky said, having such a good time in Virginia. I'm so happy to hear that, Becky. Jeanette said, I like the blue on the bottom. Hey, Diane. Jeanette said that's so wonderful that you got to spend time with family. It was really nice. Georgianne said, I feel so special. You are special, Georgianne. You're like a celebrity around here now. Everybody always asks if anyone's seen Georgianne. Nancy said, you're welcome. It's become a habit now anytime in the YouTube chats. I don't know why, like, I think about it right before I start the go live, and then as soon as I hit go live, I forget. So I need to be better at that. I need to put like a sign right on my computer monitor. Hi, Christy. Christy said, hi all. I got the stitches out of my palm today. I'm free. That is good news. I bet that felt really good. Robbie said, posted the ornaments that I made from the bundle. It was so much fun to do that. I have to go look, Robbie. I didn't see them. I'm so glad that you enjoyed that. Let's raise this guy up just a touch. These scissors have seen better days. They are losing their sharpness, which is really sad. But I shouldn't have been using them for fabric. They were never supposed to be fabric scissors. So I got those scissors because I love the cranes that are all around here. And I just also love vintage stuff. So these looked super, they just looked vintage. And also they were a crane. So I thought it was really cool. And I think I was telling you guys last week that we have some sandhill cranes. I think they're living in an empty lot next door to me. Or at least really close by there where there's some like bushes and things that they can hide in. And they have 2 little babies and they've been walking around and they're just the cutest. My daughter took some really, really good pictures of them last week. I might have to pull some out in a few minutes and show you guys. Robbie said, I don't seem to be able to tag you. Not sure why. That's weird. I'm not sure why either. I don't have that like disabled or anything because I get tagged in the group, I think, pretty often. But, I mean, it could be on my side, but I'm not sure why or how. I'll look for it, though, Robbie. Diane said, what great news, Christy. And Robbie said, that's great news, Christy. You guys, my nails are really rough right now. I'm so sorry. I know they're not pretty to look at. Robbie said, yeah, I'm not worried about it. It may be me. Okay, thanks. Robbie, you posted in the Ornament Girls group, right? Is that what you're talking about? I did see just a little while ago that Tammy had tagged me. Tammy, that's always in our chat, with the flutter eggs that she had made. And I saw that today. She had tagged me, I guess, the other day, and I hadn't been on Facebook in a couple days, and I saw it today. So I know that I can get tagged. But it could have been, I mean, I don't know if you posted it in the group. I'm assuming you posted it in the group. I think hers was also in the group. Christy said, I was able to tag Stacy on your post. Oh, okay. Thank you. And Robbie said, thank you too. That's interesting. Hi, Linda. Linda said, I got a nice brown box today with all kinds of goodies in it. That's exciting. That one was like barely reaching, but we made it. Robbie said, yes, it's in the group. Thanks for the bundle gifted. Appreciate it. Of course, Robbie. I'm so glad that you got to do some stuff with it. We've been kind of trying to think of what other little giveaways we could do. That was a few weeks ago. Hey, Patty. Thank you for the hearts, guys. I like this fabric. I know I said that on the last one too, because they're all the same brand of fabric but different colors. But I like the tonality in these fabrics. It's very pretty. Might not be something that you guys can really see very well on camera, but it's really got a lot of shading, like subtle shading going on in it, and it's beautiful. Thank you for the hearts. Hi, Carol. Carol said, I'm in Arizona, so we're now 3 hours apart. Yep, it always throws me. All my family are on the East Coast like you, and I'm constantly trying to make sure not to text too late. The spring forward, I am not a fan of at all. And as a matter of fact, since my family met yesterday for dinner, like I was telling you guys about a couple minutes ago, it was about an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes for me driving, and I didn't get home until 11 last night, which is not my thing, you guys. I go to bed at like 9. And it could have been like, it felt even worse. I felt like, because we had already lost the hour from the night before. So it was just, I was like, today I'm dragging a little, I gotta admit. Margaret said, I'm in Arizona too. Patty said, I see the tones. I'm glad it's showing up. Robbie said it's very pretty. Thank you. Patty said very pretty. Christy said the time changes never affect me, but they're still a pain. Only this one does. The fall one doesn't really affect me, and I like it. Like a lot of people complain about the fall one because then suddenly it's getting dark so early. I like that when we're going into fall and winter, like the more wintry weather, at least as much as you can get here in Florida. I like it when it gets dark early, so I never mind that. But the spring one, because sleep is so important to me, it really does affect me. It didn't when I was younger, but now it does. Carol said, by the time that I get used to it, the time changes again. I know. Or by the time you finally change all the clocks. There's always a clock somewhere that I don't change. Until, like, I'll finally do it, and then it'll be time to change it again. Hi, Tammy. Tammy said, no notification. I almost missed you. I'm glad that you did not, and we're not too far into it. Hey, Debbie. Debbie said, good afternoon. Quick question. Do you get your gold pins from Wild Wax 17 size? No. Wait a minute. Do you get your gold pins? No, the gold pins so far, well, okay. The gold pins have been from multiple sources over the years because it seems like they never stay, like one source never stays intact. And also, they're not 17s. I think they've all been, like our longest that we've gotten in gold pins was an inch, and that was like pretty long, so almost that size. But now we tend to go with like 3/4 inch or less because they're usually, well, they are always used for embellishing, so we don't need them to be really long. And we've currently been getting them from Cartwright's, so hopefully that helps. So I'm trying to decide if I want to do another layer. I still have plenty of blue fabric. I probably have enough to go around one more time, but I'm gonna go look. I'm cheating. I'm looking at Kennedy's picture because I also don't want to start the white and then run out of room. And I can't remember what we did before. Okay, she did 4 layers. We'll go for one more. I don't think we can really go wrong with one more layer of the blue. The blue is very beautiful. Christy said, gotta change the clocks on the cars, the stove, the microwave, and my sister can't seem to figure out how to do it for herself. So not only do you have to change yours, but you have to change your sister's too. Linda said, hi, where do you purchase your fabrics? From a lot of different places, Linda. We buy wholesale from Moda, Timeless Treasures, Hoffman, Maywood Studios, Stoff, and Blank. Honestly, we have a bunch of different wholesale accounts. I would say those are our top ones that we buy from. Occasionally we'll get some from somewhere else. Like we get some from Cloud9, Riley Blake. Our most used is probably Moda. And like the Hoffman and Timeless Treasures ones. And those are all fabrics that you can buy retail in like quilt shops and and in online quilt shops too. So I hope that helps. Tammy said, I feel jet lagged for a week, whether I lose an hour or gain an hour. It can be rough. It doesn't take me quite a week, but yeah, the first day or two, and especially like since I stayed up extra late last night that I'm not used to doing, I'm feeling pretty laggy myself today. We were supposed to start moving our foam today from our storage units into... Did I tell you guys that I ended up working out a deal with a lady in my neighborhood to rent her 2-story garage from her for foam storage? So we're going to start moving our foam, and we were going to start today, and I'm actually really thankful we didn't, because it's a pretty physical day when we move foam around. And now it looks like we're going to do this on Wednesday. But yeah, I would have been dying today, I think. Robbie said, yeah, I feel tired for a couple of days, but I appreciate the daylight. Yeah, it is helpful. Can't wait to get outside and get my garden cleaned up. I kind of like that it's darker in the morning right now too, even though I know it's going to start lightening up over the coming weeks, but I kind of like getting out while it's a little bit dark still. Debbie said, cart rate's a 1/2 inch. Thank you, Stacy. Oh, you're welcome. That is probably the one that we use the most. Yep. Georgianne said, you motivated me, trying again. You motivated me to get the Christmas Club 1 and 2 done. That's awesome. I've had those for 5 years. I have 3 through 7 to do yet. I had to cancel the club back then. I'm so excited for you that you made those. And the first one is one of my absolute favorites. The flurry, right? Isn't that the flurry pattern? All I remember, like the most that I remember, is the fabrics, which is the blue and the white. Judy said, Savannah Sequins on Etsy has both gold and silver in 1 inch. At least they did a few weeks ago. Is that the one that we talked about a couple of weeks ago? Because I couldn't remember the name, and I know I've asked multiple times. Let me write that down. I used to love buying from Crafty Elephant. Savannah Sequins. And she doesn't have the bulk pins anymore. Beth said, oops, let me back up. Tammy said, Georgianne, I saw your post earlier. You did a beautiful job. I need to go look. Beth said, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Thank you for that reminder, Beth. You guys, as always, I greatly appreciate the thumbs up and the hearts. And if you are not subscribed, I'd love for you to subscribe as well. And you can hang out with us every weekday doing these ornaments. Pinning and yapping. Let me back up a little bit. Georgianne said, thank you, Tammy. Christy said, nope, sister and I live together. We're sister by love only, not blood. Aw, we've lived together for almost 21 years now. I'm sure she appreciates having you. Jeanette said, I love this angel. Thanks, Jeanette. She is really cute. Very pretty colors on this one. You're welcome, Linda. Dana said, Aquamarine. March is my birthday month. Hello, everyone. Well, happy birthday, Dana. Robbie said, that's good news, Stacy. Yeah, I'm excited. It's for multiple reasons. So I'm like looking at this white fabric to make sure that there's nothing, like no print. It's plain white. It's going to make our lives a lot easier. We still have to keep at least 1 storage unit, possibly 2. We won't know until we've really gotten things moved, but still, that's going to help a lot. And it's also really conveniently located right in my neighborhood. So it's going to be great. we're very excited that we were able to do that and that she was able to help us out that way. And it's good for her too, because she's not using her garage space. It's a nice building too, a big 2-story, like stucco building, garage building. I told her, I was like, I wish I had this building in my yard. It would be perfect. Phil said, since I don't have a set time to go to bed or get up, the time changes don't affect me. One day, Phil, I'm going to be able to say that too. One day. Tammy said, I just wish they would leave it one way or the other. I don't care if we stay on standard time or daylight savings, but just leave it alone. I'm kind of with you, Tammy, about that. I think I would be in the camp of just getting rid of it. Because it just feels weird. It's kind of jarring. Tammy said a Cartwright's has the 3/4 inch too, and so does Hobby Lobby. Yeah, so the 3/4 inch is good if you know you're pinning through like a lot of layers of fabric, or you have maybe slightly bigger embellishments, then it's nice to have that little bit of extra. But usually 1/2 inch can be good enough depending on what you're decorating with. I mean, we rarely use the gold pins for just like the regular pinning, because the gold pins of course are much more expensive, but there's just no need to use those gold pins for the regular pinning. Robbie said, I agree with you, Tammy. Judy said, yes, it is. Oh, it jumped on me. Where do we go? Where do we go? Jeanette said, I bet the foam fills the whole garage. It's going to fill the whole garage. It is. There's no doubt that it's going to fill the whole garage. If we can get our storage units down to just 1, because we currently have 5. I say 5. We have like 4.5 because one of them is a small unit. If we can get down to 1 or even 2, I'm going to be really happy. And we are hoping to put like our least used things in the storage that we keep. And then also the way we kind of do things is we have what we call an emergency reserve. So we have 1 kit's worth of all of our shapes. So what I mean by 1 kit's worth is like 1 monthly club shipment's worth of each foam shape. That way, because my worst nightmare is we go to pack a kit and we don't have enough of that foam shape. That is literally the things that my nightmares are made of. We have our emergency reserve of every shape so that we could draw on that if we absolutely had to. But that could be what remains in our storage unit, since we rarely ever have to touch it. Hopefully never have to touch it. Georgianne said, yes, and the Christmas tree with the plaid fabric. Oh yeah, that's a good one too. You know, that we were talking last week about some of those patterns that people will try, like veer towards less. Some of those more unique or niche-y patterns, and that was one that like people would look at and maybe not be as drawn to for a while, and myself included. Like, it wasn't what I consider to be like up there in my top patterns, but then I made it and we did that kit and I was like, I love this pattern. It's so cute in person. I feel like it's one of those ones that looks way cuter in person than it does in the pictures. And a lot of people said the same when we did that as a kit. Oh, because we were having that conversation last week because of the challenge. We try to introduce patterns like that in the challenge that might get people kind of trying out ones that they may not normally pick. Oh, Robbie, yours disappeared before I could read it. Sorry about that. Becky said Saturday I couldn't sleep, so I watched the clock on my phone go 1:58, 1:59, 3. Whoa, I've never seen that, Becky. I bet that was weird. Judy said they only had them in bags of 300. Okay, that's just not enough for an ornament girl, is it? Margaret said, what size are the squares that you're using? These are 2 inches. You know what, you guys? I think I forgot to put the link to the tutorial for this in the description. I'll go back and add it after the fact. And actually, I can go find it now and put it in the chat. But Margaret, we have a full step-by-step tutorial for this ornament on the YouTube channel, which goes through like all the materials that you need in the sizes and teaches it step by step. Robbie said, loved your post, Georgianne. I need to go look at this post. Hi, Roseanne. Patty said, congrats on getting the use of the garage. Thank you so much. I'm very excited about it. And you know what else? So the lady who is renting it to us, she's a quilter. And she brought me in her house to show me her quilting area. She basically carved out this whole big section in her house. Like, it probably was maybe a dining room area, from what I can tell. And she had it all. It was like a quilting cave. There was like fabric piled up everywhere. She had multiple machines around. It was pretty neat. And she makes like bags and stuff like that. And she showed me a few of them, and I'm like, I want you to make me a bag. I need to make this one stretch a little further. I think, let's see, what do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I need to make this one stretch. And I'll just cover that spot right there with a bead later on. I went a little too close together with a couple of those guys. I forgot to get a big pin ready in case I decapitate my angel by accident. So I hope this isn't the day. I've actually never myself broken the head off of an angel, but I know it's going to happen one day because it's just like one of those things. Chrissy said, Becky, that must have been weird. Tammy said, I have large hands that 3/4 inch is easier for me to hold. That makes sense. That makes sense. Because those little ones, they can be a little bit hard to maneuver. Robbie said that would be substantial, I'm sure. Yeah, it's going to be. You know, our storage units are not too far away. They're like, I think 1.5 miles or something down the road. So it's not really the distance. But like, our area has been exploding lately with like traffic and growth. And you have to turn left out of my neighborhood to get to the storage units. Turning left where there's no light on this busy road, it's really hard. And then you got to turn left back onto the same road to come back. So we're just like, we hate it. Like, especially when we're transporting large amounts of foam and we're having to do it over like multiple trips and stuff like that. So we're like, yeah, this is going to be so much better to cut that part of it out. So just the convenience that it's going to be for us is going to be a game changer. Nancy said, hello everyone, I almost missed it. We're still going, Nancy. You've missed the dress, yes, but we still have a ways to go here. Georgianne said, yes, I totally agree, it's so cute. I'm glad you liked it. Just a little. Plus the plaid fabric is so cute too. That is a Timeless Treasures fabric, and we still have some. We're actually planning another kit soon with those plaid fabrics. Roseanne said, I just ordered one of these. Thank you, Roseanne. I hope you love it. We have about, I think Olivia said we have about 40 of these left today. We started with a couple hundred of them on Friday. And we are down to about 40. Patty said, well, there's your quilting teacher. I know, right? I literally thought the same thing. Hi, Kat. Christy said, hi, Kat. And Becky said, yes, it was weird to watch. Hi, Tracy. Tracy said, hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Happy Monday. I'm sitting here working and listening to the chat. I get to peek over every so often. Love the colors of this angel. For some reason, I must be having like internet issues or something. It keeps saying the chat's disconnected, but then it's reconnected again. So if you guys are having any issues, hopefully this will work itself out. Carol said, I hate to drive. A friend of mine used to tease me about never making left turns. You know what? I don't like to drive that much anymore either. I don't know if it's just like getting older, but like even yesterday when I had to drive a good distance to meet with my family, I'm like, what is wrong with these people? People drive crazy. I don't know. I guess I'm getting old, but like, I'm like, how can you be out here risking everyone's lives, driving around like you're crazy, weaving in and out of traffic? Where are you going in such a hurry? I mean, I just don't get it. So yeah, I guess I just can like feel the danger. You know, you're driving a big heavy machine that could kill someone. Maybe I never really thought about it that way before, but now I do. So okay, I feel like I got the top of her a little weird. I gotta figure out how I want to make the front so that I have the best part showing. Let's see. I'm gonna play with this last piece just a little bit. I might be tempting fate because so far I haven't knocked her head off. And the more I unpin and pin, the more of a chance there is. I'm feeling like if I just, maybe I could make this the front, and the back is kind of a mess, but that's okay because that's where the wings are going to be. Tammy said, my order that was supposed to come Saturday came today. Kind of happy about that, though, because it was very rainy Saturday. I'm glad it made it, and I'm glad it made it dry. That's good. And also, Tammy said, my order that was estimated for delivery for Thursday, the 12th, is now showing in Columbus, so could possibly come tomorrow. Okay. They don't know what they're doing. It's just going to be there when it is there. Nancy T said, sounds like Massachusetts. Christy said, in Michigan, we have what's called a Michigan left. Instead of turning left at the corner, they make you turn right and then make a U-turn at a specific spot a little down the road, and most people don't get it. Gail said, I love that, Christy. I mean, yeah, because it's like sometimes impossible to make the left turn at the spot where people are trying to make a left turn. And it's scary. Tammy said, Carol, my kids laugh because I took an online defensive driver course online and they kept talking about making 3 rights instead of a left turn. Better safe than sorry. But there's people out there that'll risk everyone's life to be able to turn a little bit quicker, or they miss the ramp or something and they will go across 5 lanes of traffic to hurry up and not miss the ramp. And I'm like, what are you doing? Don't get it. Okay, so we have the head string, the wings, now for the fun part, you guys. Dana said, I get it because I would rather do a U-turn than make a left. Kate said, hi, Kate here. I'm late today. No notice. I'm sorry, Kate. I have no idea what to say about the notification situation with YouTube. Other than if I was at a regular time every day, I know that would make it better. And I'm trying to go a little bit earlier, you guys. So today I started, I think, about 4:30-ish or 4:20. So trying to just get a little bit earlier. And maybe I can get a little more regular as well. Except I say that, and tomorrow I actually don't know what time I'm going to be on. I might actually be a little late tomorrow because I've got a new groomer for the dogs coming tomorrow, and she's not going to be here until 5. So I don't know if I'm going to try to get this live in before that. So I'd have to be real early, but I'm not great at being early, you guys, so that might not happen. So we might be a lot later tomorrow. I'm not sure. Carol said, that's hysterical, but I love it. Tammy said, our joke is good drivers sometimes miss their turn. Bad drivers never do. That's good. Kathy said, hello, everyone. Hi, Kathy. Hi, CJ. CJ said, hello, OG verse peeps. Christy said, I refuse to turn left onto a busy road, so I turn right and go around the blocks until I can use the street light. My sister thinks I keep getting lost. In a busy area, especially, I'm with you. I'm with you about that. In fact, yesterday when we went to dinner, we met in a little small downtown area, and it was all blocks like that, and then parking along the sides. And I took my time driving around trying to figure out what was going on. I had to do a couple of go-arounds. I feel like you just kind of take your time and do what you got to do. We're at the balding angel part. She looks like she's balding. Glue all over my fingers. Let me catch up on some comments here. Nancy said, we've seen some backups on the highway to get back to the exit they missed. Or we've seen some backup on the highway. Oh, that's crazy. I've seen that too. And it's like, what are you doing? What are you thinking? Rebecca said, hello, everyone. Hi, Rebecca. Robbie said, I'll miss my turn and go to the next exit. I learned that in school. Yeah. It's I mean, you have to. You have to. I think what gets me is like, when people do these crazy things, it's one thing that they're risking like their lives. You're like, why would you do that? You know, is it worth your life or your ability to walk? You know, any of these things. But you're also risking other people's lives. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I said I was going to catch up on comments, and I started yapping and gluing again. I will get caught up in a minute, you guys. Whoop. Okay. CJ said, Christy, you and me both. Kathy said, hi everyone, late but here today. Yay, I'm glad that you made it, Kathy. Did I read your comment already? I thought I did, but I guess maybe I did not. Diane said, those angels are so sweet. Thank you, Diane. Kate said, that's okay. I was playing solitaire on my computer. I should have been paying closer attention. I haven't played solitaire in a long time. That was like my favorite game for a long time. Like in real life with cards when I was a teenager, and then on the computer. Kathy said, sorry everyone, my post went on twice. Okay, that's so funny. I thought that I read it. I read your comment already. CJ said, got my new IKEA fabric cabinet today and I just need to load it up. I love IKEA. That's exciting, CJ. That's really exciting. You'll have to show us a picture after you get it all loaded up with your fabric. Hi, Christina. Christina said, howdy. Watching and hanging out for a few before I go fight with my long arm. Dana said, wish you could show a picture of it, CJ. I know. I wish we could post pictures here, you guys. Christy said, CJ, post a picture or a link of the cabinet on the OG post, please. Yeah, for sure, post it in the Facebook group. We would love to see it. Kat said, your gorgeous ring is a perfect match to the March Angel. That's true. I didn't even think of that. This is a ring from my grandmother, and I think it is Aquamarine, but I'm not 100% sure. I got this from my mom, and it was my grandmother's. Hey, Brian. CJ said, posting it now. I have a lot of things to go look at on the Facebook group today after this live stream. Okay. So I think my front, that's going to be the front of her. because I was able to hide most of those pins up there. So that means the back is right there. So that's where we're going to put our ribbons. I think I'll start with the blue, and then we'll put the white and gold on top. I try to make these a little bigger than I make regular bows, although all this glue stuck to me. My nails already looked rough enough, and now I've got little bits of glue sticking off of them. Oh, Dana said Aquamarine is a pale icy blue. So that's definitely not pale and icy. That worked out pretty good. So I realized after I finished the last one that we did together, the amethyst, I think it was amethyst, it might have been Cupid, I can't remember, but I had forgotten to add a hanger, which you don't always have to with these, because some people just sit them around, and that's totally fine. But I'm gonna go ahead and add a hanger to her, and I like to add it between the layers of ribbon. Kimberly said, my husband is making me a ribbon rack to mount on my craft room wall. Cross my fingers that it works like I think it will. That sounds cool. That's very nice of hubby to build you that. Hi, Robin. Robin said, just joined the pinning. Tammy said, maybe a blue topaz, the December birthstone. Maybe. Maybe. I've worn this for years, and I really don't know what it is. I was so thrilled that it had gold, because it seems like in modern times a lot of blue is matched with silver. And it makes sense. Blue and silver go well, really well together. But I love gold. Gold is my favorite. So you guys, I was just thinking, because this is going to be my last layer of ribbon for her wings. And instead of pinning the embellishment and bead on top, I'm just going to use a embellished pin to make my bow with. So I'm going to get that ready. But I am not going to use a gold pin yet, because I have to pin through a lot of layers. So I'm going to stick with using a silver pin. Debbie's, oops, I skipped a few. CJ said, just posted it. May not be much, but I absolutely love it. I don't have enough to fill it, but I bet I will be working on that. You'll have fun working on that, CJ. It's good to give yourself a little room, because you're going to want to be buying stuff now to put on it. Debbie said, Angel is so pretty. Thank you, Debbie. Robbie said, that's pretty. Thank you, Robbie. Tammy said, very pretty color, but the only person in my family born in March is my brother, and he would not be impressed. You know what's funny, Tammy? My son is in March, too. I think I was telling you guys that a week or so ago. He would not be impressed either. He does not want an angel. But that's okay. I'm just making them all for me, collecting them for myself. I'm not going to use the little jump rings. That's for if you want to hang it. Like you can make yourself a little charm chain kind of thing and dangle this anywhere you want to. But I'm actually going to put it on the back, just directly on a pin. And now I'll make my second bow. I might be making these loops a little too small. I guess we're going to see. You know, it would be pretty having them hang down just a touch. And I only have the one, I didn't leave myself enough end on the beginning, but you know what I could do? I can cut that right there, leaving that hanging down, and then I'll just pin the other end right on there. Rather than unpinning the whole thing. I have a little wrinkle in my ribbon right there. Let me flip it around. Maybe I can hide that wrinkle. There we go. That way they can kind of dangle down just a little bit, which is cute, since I had some excess. Straighten these guys out a little bit. There we go. All right. Now we can do some embellishing. Let me back up. Georgianne said, you make these angels look so easy. I have one of the very first kits plus others to do. Thanks, Georgianne. I feel like all of them are a little different from each other. I struggle sometimes more than others. For sure. But I feel like I've made a lot of them lately too, so that's probably helping a little bit. Christy said, CJ, I know that I have more than enough to fill one. I already have a file cabinet, a bookcase, and some cubby holes of fabric. It sounds like us down in the shop, Christy. CJ said, Kimberly, that sounds awesome. I don't have any wall space left. I might have to branch out to another room. Shh, don't tell hubby. Hubby will find out when it's too late. Tammy said, is June going to be pearl or alexandrite? Do you know? I think that, let me look. It appears that it's alexandrite. Am I saying that word right? Hopefully. It appears that that is what we're going for. Dana said, those angels remind me, or these angels remind me of the Demdeco Sisters by Heart Angels. I have to look that up. I don't know what that is. Hi, Shirley. CJ said, Christy, we've moved so much that we always had to get rid of stuff, military life. So I'm working on that now. I might go to Goodwill tomorrow. I love Goodwill, you guys. We were just talking about that. Kimberly said, ha, CJ, there was no room for a rolly on the floor rack like Stacy, so I'm going up the wall. That's smart, Kimberly. Catherine said, my angel was shipped today. Can't wait. Oh, Kate, I meant. Sorry. Carol said, God bless the person who counts out all those tiny embellishments for every kit. Holy moly. We do it in different ways for different types of embellishments. Sometimes we weigh, which it still can be a thing, especially with something like sequins. And especially because sometimes they'll be sticking together and things like that. And sometimes it's easier just to count them out. But yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing for sure. Tammy said, my son's birthday is January. He took garnet. Oh, good for him. Tammy said, that's pretty. I always struggle with the wings. You know what I tend to do with the wings that messes me up? And I didn't do it today because I guess since I just made one a couple of weeks ago, I will sometimes try to put them too high. Like I'll start to pin them way up near the neck. And it's not until you put a layer or two on that you start to realize that it's not working. If you come down like a half an inch or so, maybe even a little more than that, it really helps you get the wings on, and they're just easier to put on and they look a whole lot better. So I don't know, maybe that'll help. Kathy said, you're so smart, Stacey Ann. Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. I'm laughing because I could be a total ditz, you guys. Robbie said, that's very pretty. Thank you, Robbie. CJ said, Kimberly, next is the ceiling for me. Walk-in closet, shower stall. I put a 4 shelf in. 4 shelf in, 4 Alex, short ones, 3 skinny Alex, and the 3 tall Alex over the course of 20 years. So Alex is the brand, right? The IKEA brand. I'll have to look that up. And they are full, CJ said. Carol said, tricks of the trade. And Kathy said, the angel is so pretty. Debbie said, just so relaxing and motivating to watch you make each and every ornament that you do for us daily. Thank you for sharing with us. Thank you so much, Debbie. And thank you for all those beautiful hearts, too. I appreciate it. I appreciate you watching with me every day. Tammy said, CJ, come visit me. I will take you to Zink's Fabric Warehouse. I've never heard of that one. Thank you for the hearts, you guys. Debbie said, Tammy, where is Zink's Fabric Warehouse? Tammy said, yay, June is my birthstone and I love Alexandrite. And yes, you said it right. In some light it looks green, in some light it looks purple. That's great. Jeanette also said, yay, I love Alexandrite. Kat said, gotta go. Have a good evening, y'all. Or I said y'all before, or no, I said all before when someone said y'all, and now I said y'all when somebody said all. Sorry, Kat. I hope you have a good night too. Tammy said, Debbie, there are 3. The one closest to me is in Berlin, Ohio, but there is one in Lancaster, PA, and one in Indiana as well. Debbie said, sorry for the typos, no glasses on. Oh, you don't have to apologize. Believe me, I understand. I can't see anything without my glasses. CJ said, Tammy, where are you? You never know. And Debbie said, thank you, Tammy. Okay, I better put a few things on here, huh? I will get back to the comments because I'm so behind. I will get back to those in just a second, you guys. I have enough glue on my fingers that I feel like these sequins I should be able to just pick them up by touching them. Let me see. So for the halo, I know I've told you guys this before, but I always like to kind of make it sit up a little bit. So I like to do a bead on top of the halo and then another bead below the halo, and that way it just sits up a tiny bit off of the head and it can give it a little bit of movement. I'm pushing it with this little sequin. But yeah, I just like it to have that little bit of movement on there. And I think what I'm gonna try to do with her is put, oh, wrong pin, blue decorations on the top and white decorations on the bottom. We did that last month and I thought it was really pretty. Added some nice contrast. So I'll start with her little neckline. I always like to do a little row up there. And I have a couple of outer pins showing that I think I'd like to hide. So we will. I think I might just make a whole little row. I feel like I might have done this exact same thing the last time, you guys. Like I just had some deja vu about the neckline. That'll be pretty. No. There we go. That's cute. We'll add a few of the pearls on the bottom and then we'll see what else we need. I'm just going to do a little row right across the top. CJ said hubby's birthday is in June. Tammy said, Debbie, they had some of the Stoff 2025 Christmas fabric on Saturday for $6.99 a yard. Wow, that's a good deal. Stoff has some beautiful metallic holiday fabrics. And of course, I'm not talking about the evil Stoff, but their regular fabrics, just beautiful. CJ said, yes, Alex is the name of the system. Okay. Debbie said, oh, Tammy, I would love that Stoff. Stoff is a great fabric line. Yes, it is. 100% agree. CJ said, where do you live? I love Christmas fabric and Stoff has nice fabrics. Kate said, Debbie, I love Zinks in Berlin. I think I might actually do like a little double layer of the pearls. I'm going to see if I can pull this off and make it look even. The nice thing about putting on the embellishments, guys, is that you can always unpin and put them somewhere else if you don't end up liking what you do. But I was almost wondering if I can create like a little line. CJ, I'm blinging her out just for you. Mm-hmm. I don't like this one, but I need something there. So, oh yeah, that's better. Okay, we made like a little zigzag line following her dress, and I like it. I think it's cute. We still have some blue sequins, and maybe, I don't know, maybe I could add a few more around the neckline, but I'm kind of happy with how she looks right now. If I wanted to make her look scary, I could give her a couple of little blue eyes. That would be so creepy. So Christina said Zinks is just a hair south of Shipshewana, Indiana, Northeast Indiana. That's a name right there. Kathy said everyone needs to push the like button. 50 watching, 36 likes helps Stacy Ann with her channel. Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. 36 likes with 50 watching is pretty darn good, though, I gotta say. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for the likes. CJ said, bring on the bling. Georgianne said, Tammy, I was in Berlin 2 years ago. My quilt buddies want to make another road trip up there. We were also at Carlisle in Sugar Creek. Thank you for the hearts, you guys. Tammy said, CJ, Marion, Ohio, just north of Columbus, but not far from Amish country. Oh, Becky said, have to go. Dinner's ready. Night, y'all. Night, Becky. Debbie said, bling on. Connie said, just wondering if you're doing an angel for St. Patty's Day. We're not doing a kit, Connie, but I actually have some scraps that Tammy had left over from our St. Patty's Day club kit that I was thinking about doing just a St. Patty's angel for fun, for just to inspire you guys if you had your own fabrics. So maybe we'll do that. What is today? Gosh, I better do it soon if I'm going to do it, shouldn't I? Because we are coming up on St. Patty's Day. Maybe we can do that later in the week. CJ said, Tammy, I'm in Tennessee, not too far. Oh, it jumped on me. Let me back up. Tammy said, Georgianne, I love Sugar Creek. We used to get the best food there. Of course, not so much now since I am medically necessary gluten-free. Oh, that's hard. That's a hard one to isn't it, Tammy? Because like everything has gluten. CJ said, Georgianne, that does suck. Jeanette said, I have 3 grandsons who have June birthdays. My 8-year-old will love it, but I'm not sure about the other 2. My 18-month-old's mom will love the June birthday angel, though. I'll have to make her one. Robin said, my husband and I celebrated 55 years yesterday. That's huge, Robin. Congratulations. That is huge. And CJ said, congratulations. Robbie said, congratulations. Tammy said, congratulations. And Carol said, wow, happy 55th. Robin, that's incredible. That is incredible. Debbie said, thanks, Kate. CJ said, and I am loving it. Yes, the bling. Georgianne said, congratulations, Robin and hubby. Tammy said, love it. Mine always look weird when I try to put too many beads on. I feel the same. It's like you start wanting to put more and more on, but it can get to be a little too much. When you first dump out the little bag, it almost looks like there's not enough there, and then you start putting it on and you're like, yeah, it's the right amount. It's the right amount. It's almost too much. CJ said it looks like an accent. Debbie said, happy 55th anniversary. Robin said, I like the bling. Christina said, big Amish community, Shipshewana. Been twice. It's pretty neat, and lots and lots and lots of fabric. That's cool. Tammy said it's definitely a challenge to be gluten-free, but it's better now than it was 15 years ago. I bet, because there's a lot more like awareness of it. So, and a lot more products. Because 15 years ago, nobody even knew what gluten was, let alone how to be gluten-free. Kathy said, congratulations, Robin. Nancy said, congratulations, that's awesome. Robin said, thank you, everyone. Tracy said, congratulations, Robin. That is so inspiring. It is. Kimberly said, Robin, congrats. And Kate said, congratulations, Robin. Did you guys do anything special to celebrate? That's such a big one. You guys, we're done. We're done. So, okay. So for the rest of this week, we have possibly a St. Patty's Angel. What was the other thing I wanted to do this week? Oh, Tammy had, so Moda sends us a little box about once every few months of like, it's got their catalogs in it, but it's also sometimes has some little samples of fabric and things like that. And they sent us this little itty bitty, I don't know what it is, but it looks like a miniature charm pack. I'm sure it has its own special name, but they're like little itty bitty squares, like 2 inches. And they're very like shabby florals. And I was thinking about doing another Victoria with those since it's pre-cut in the 2-inch size. And I'm thinking about that Fairy Frost patty that you sent me. And I was thinking that might be nice on the outside of that. So maybe one day this week we're going to do that. And then, yeah, I guess I'll just keep thinking about some other ideas. And if you guys have any, let me know. For those of you guys who are not already in our digital club, that opens tomorrow. So if you're not on my email list and you're interested in joining our pattern club, you can get on the email list below. I will talk about that probably with you guys more tomorrow. We are introducing the Jasmine pattern this month, which is a really beautiful pattern. So I'll show you guys some examples of that tomorrow too. Tammy said, I ate rice cakes and cheese balls for about 3 months. Oh my goodness. So you were diagnosed with celiacs. Yeah, that is so serious. I have a nephew who has that, and it's super serious. And I think there's a lot of people that do gluten-free because they're choosing to, which is great. But when you have celiac, it's very serious. Like it's not that you're just choosing. You can't eat it or you'll get really sick. I'm glad that there's more out there now that makes it a little bit easier for you because that's rough. Thank you, Tammy. Tammy said she's beautiful as always. Brian said, congratulations, Robin and husband. Jeanette said, congratulations, Robin. My hubby and I celebrated 50 years last August. Well, congratulations to you too. That's amazing. Kathy said, good night, everyone. Talk to you all tomorrow. Good night, Kathy. Carol said, love how you place the beads and the sequins. Very lovely. Thank you, Carol. She came out cute. I'm excited. So now I've got my collection is going now. This is the 3rd one. They look cute together. Louise said, late jumping on. Angel looks lovely. Thank you, Louise. I'm glad you made it for the last minute. Robbie, I think I skipped you. You said good night, everyone. Good night to you too. Carol said, thank you again for the fun. Thank you for watching, Carol, and thank you for being here. Robbie said, digital is a great place to get started. It is a great place to get started. And for those of you guys who have lots and lots of fabrics, I know a lot of you do, it's a great way to use up your fabrics, a great way to use scraps and try out the patterns, with whatever themes and colors and whatever you want. Heather said, super excited to join. I will be excited to see you in there, Heather. Georgianne said, what time? So the email is going out at 9 in the morning, 9 a.m. Eastern time, but we're going to be open for a couple days. I think it opens tomorrow morning and we close, I want to say on the 13th. So we're open for just a couple of days. I try to make it so that all of when you join, that everyone who joins is joining before the 15th. And I like the payments to stop a couple days before the 15th because that's when we start shipping. It just makes it a little bit easier behind the scenes. So that's why we're doing it during this time period only. Debbie said, so love this peaceful pinning and group of ladies. Me too, Debbie. I'm so glad that you love it too. Brian said the angel's very cute. Thank you, Brian. Robin said, congratulations, Jeanette. Debbie said, have a great evening. See you all tomorrow. Yes, I will see you guys tomorrow. Patty said, good night. Have a restful one. You too, Patty, and thank you. I am going to bed early tonight, so it's going to be very restful. Debbie said, how much is the digital club a month? It's $13 a month. Plus tax if you live in a state that we have to collect sales tax in. We collect in about half the states, so it's kind of, I can't really tell you if there'll be a little bit of that your state sales tax added on, but it will be in the checkout while you're joining, so you would know ahead of time. Tammy said it also gets access to the Facebook page, which is very friendly and inspirational. Tammy, thank you for bringing that up. I feel like that's almost the best thing about being able to, like, being in the club, is being able to be in that Facebook group, because it is super friendly and people are constantly posting awesome ideas, new ways to make each pattern. But yes, people are so nice, which I feel like is hard to find these days on Facebook. And I mean, here we are though on YouTube, and it's like everyone's so nice here too. So I don't know, something about these ornaments keeps away the trolls and brings in all the nice people. Carol said, I've been married over 50 years too, if you add up my husband's. Love it, Carol. Heather said, yes, I can't wait to join the Facebook page. I'm so excited to see you in the Facebook group tomorrow, Heather. Carol, that makes me laugh. Nancy said, I love the angel. She's beautiful. Thank you. CJ said, I don't see any of the digital patterns. Is there a way to see the past ornaments? Yes, there is, CJ. So I'm going to send you to the sales page for the club. And the reason I'm doing that is because go on the page and then scroll down. I actually don't like to send people to this page very much because I need to fix this page. It's outdated. But if you scroll down just a little ways, CJ, on this page that I'm putting in the chat, you'll see a whole gallery of all of our past patterns from the beginning. And we started in 2015. So there's a lot of little pictures on there of all the past patterns. So I hope that helps. It's, in case for anybody who's seeing this after the fact and can't see the chat, it's ornamentgirls.club is the page where you can see a gallery of all of our past patterns from the club. Debbie said, do you have to be on Facebook before accessing the club Facebook? Unfortunately, yes. You have to have a Facebook account to be able to visit pretty much any page on Facebook. I think some pages may be publicly available where you can maybe click into it a little bit before Facebook makes you sign up. But generally, yes, for most pages on Facebook, you have to have an account. Which I know can kind of suck if you don't want to have a Facebook account. I don't want to have a Facebook account, but I do because of our group. So I totally get it. It's worth it though, Debbie. It's worth it. Suzanne said, hi, didn't get my notification. I will watch the replay. I'm sorry, Suzanne. I was a little early today. CJ said, thank you so much. You are very welcome. Debbie said, okay, working on getting a Facebook. Thank you. I hope to see you in there, Debbie. I think you'll love the group. CJ said, question. Uh-oh, guys. The howl. They're getting in a howl before we close. I'm leaving it open for another minute for you, CJ, because I see that you have a question. Yes, CJ, you can. Yep, you sure can. CJ said, can we purchase the past patterns if we join? Yep. They're not available to outside club member. Okay, let me start that over. They're not available outside the club to general public, but if you are a member, you can go back. We have what we call a secret store, and you can go back and get any individual past patterns from the club that you would like. Thank you for asking that question. Debbie said, puppy pop up. I forgot to pop up the picture, but there they are. It was a short one. They were saying good night, you guys. and that they hope you have an awesome rest of your night. And I'll see you tomorrow. I'll show some examples of jasmine tomorrow too. But yeah, I'll be so excited to see some of you guys joining us tomorrow, and we'll make something fun tomorrow. All right, you guys. I hope you have an awesome rest of your night. I'll see you tomorrow, and happy ornamenting, guys.